So we've got Jethro from Loughran Brewers Select with us here today, and we're going to talk about all things Brew Keg Tap, Loughran Brewers Select, Indie Hops, Crosby hops. So Jethro, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, yeah, I'm Jethro. I work for Loughran Brewers Select, and we are the UK distributor of lots of different brewing ingredients to UK craft brewers in the UK. So we sell hops, malt, yeast, kegs, adjuncts, fruits, all sorts of things to so many, mainly craft brewers, but independent brewers in the UK. Yeah, and we work with Brew Keg Tap because a lot of ingredients that we sell to a lot of the independent brewers that you guys might buy beers from and drink beers from, Jonny from Brew Keg Tap and Brew Keg Tap, who we love, buy ingredients from us.
So we met last year, didn't we? Well, I think we met before, but we got to know each other a bit better at an event that Blunt Rock put on, which was a Crosby hops and Blunt Rock kind of event, and we met the guys from Crosby, Nolan. So Blunt Rock, which is a brewery in Rock near Padstow. We started just buying hops from you guys, and then we had a conversation about you needed some samples to supply commercial breweries with samples of the hops that you supply, specifically Crosby and Indie.
So the relationships got really good because my job, so I'm a sales guy, so I go around brewery to brewery and we sell some of the best hops in the world, but that's easy for me to say and for brewers to go, oh thanks, really good stuff. But it's really good for me to go, oh no really, let me put these hops in your hand and you smell them. But 5 kilograms of the best hops in the world are going to cost you quite a lot of money. And my hops, admittedly, are quite expensive. For example, a kilogram of Crosby hops Cascade might cost you £3 a kilogram more than another supplier. You know, times that by 5, it's 15 quid more for a pack. So people are sometimes a little bit more reluctant to buy my hops over someone else's. But my hops are more expensive, so people are often reluctant just to openly just say, yeah, fuck it. Samples are really important for us. And we were getting our samples over from the States direct, but we have grown so much as a company, they were getting more and more reluctant to send us over samples because we were just flying big bags. Crosby was sending us over 100 gram bags, and they were like, we can't just keep giving, but we're growing, you know, and these people were loving the samples. They're like, we love them, but we basically had to come up with a solution of getting our own samples, but their samples were too big. Brewers don't need 100 grams. You only need literally 5 hops in your hand to rub, smell, go, that is amazing. This smells better than the hop I had before. The crush is incredible. It crushes like toothpaste in my hand. It smells great. I will pay this much extra for it, but I need to get the samples. And when I came around and visited you and I said, this facility you've got for repacking is amazing, what can we get worked out? Basically, that's how I'm jabbering on now.
Yeah. No,
but
that's what we're doing.
We're jabbering.
Yeah, we are.
But what Johnny's packing for us, Loughran, repacking now.
Me and the team, I should say. Mostly.
Is the sample packs I was going around were 100 grams. And what size are you doing for us
20
now?
grams.
20 grams.
20
so
grams, yeah.
A lot smaller. So what I'm doing in the back of my van and taking around to breweries is much smaller.
Because it's, I mean, like all homebrewers will know, like in 100 grams, so these are 100 gram packs, there must be 100 plus pellets in there. I've never actually, it's probably more. So if you open that up and you're taking out, like, say I'm a brewer, Jethro, you know, and I'm Jethro selling me hops, and we're like literally sniffing 4 hops, four pellets, and then the rest of it. Obviously homebrewers would be like, oh yeah, I'll have that rest of the 98 grams of that hop. But most commercial brewers, they brew all day. They're not necessarily home brewing over the weekend. I know a few that do, but yeah, it's definitely the exception. And so, like, all those hops are just going to waste. And I know it would probably, like the guys that sweat blood over making the best hops in the world, they'd be like, oh, these hops just going in the bin and going stale. Most people watching this will hopefully know that we now do ingredients. We've done ingredients for now, I think for 2 years. I think we've done yeast and hops. We started malt about 18 months ago, but we started off with a small kind of hot packing machine, and then quite quickly we're like, right, we need to upscale this to a far more professional. We spoke to the guys at Multivac, and we've got a double chamber nitro flushing beast that weighs probably not a ton, but not far off, and it's just an awesome bit of kit. I'm sure there'll be a video about how we do all that.
It would be good to do a video, actually.
Yeah, all the hops are kept in a really cold fridge all the time when they're coming in the 5 kilo bags. And then And we do two sorts of hops for you guys, or two categories. We do T90s and we do CGX ones as well, which is the Crosby and the Indie cryogenic version. A bit like Yakima Chief Cryo, but a little bit different. But it's a cryogenic hop. And because these are super volatile, like the most important thing is to get like the hop into the bag, nitrogen flushed, sealed, with minimal oxidation. So we've got an auto weighing machine that spits out 100 grams, or in the samples case, like 20 grams at a time. They go straight into we normally work in a team of 2 to get it done as quickly as possible. And then they go into the machine and 10 bags at a time are being sealed, flushed. Basically, it vacuums all the air out, like 99.something% of the air. Then it flushes with nitrogen back to about 35% vacuum. So like 65% of the air is now there's no air in there at all, but the atmosphere is like just over 1/2 of atmospheric pressure, but it's full of nitrogen, and then it seals the bag. And so that's why you get like quite a nice, you can hear the rattle. So that's not air in there, that's like 100% nitrogen. And I think we provided you guys, like, we had a oxygen analysis company. We got our, they came down and they put a little probe inside the bags and suck the air out, and it gives you a readout of the percentage oxygen basically, and they're sort of down like 1% because you can't get all the air out, and it's like you're always going to have a tiny percentage, but I think the industry standard is above that. And Digby came down as well. He was another member of the Loughran team, and we geeked out a little bit about the process.
It's an amazing bit of kit.
Yeah.
We spoke about working together when you had the old bit of equipment, and we decided not to. Yeah. We waited until you got this bit of kit.
That's a big difference, I think.
Which is amazing. This is better than what they are using in America to repack. Like, it's actually, because you've made some alterations. That's why we were so impressed. Because we would only want to use it if it was that good, because I'm going round to brewers. Yeah. If it didn't, then it would be total shit, because they'd say, well, no, this is rubbish, I'm not going to buy it from you.
This isn't like we did a sensory session at BeerX, didn't we? Well, not we, like I was there, but just a punter, but it was quite cool. All the samples getting divvied out to about sort of 50 brewers, 50 brewers, and they were smelling amazing. So our auto weighing machine, we flushed that with nitrogen. So we flush it with nitrogen, put the 5 kilos in, put a lid on, which we 3D printed to like seal there's like a hopper.
It's those little touches that you've gone to the effort of 3D printing the lid.
Yeah, and then we nitro flush again, and then nitro flush a few times through the process, so that the hops are as exposed to oxygen as little as possible. I'm definitely a geek at heart, and attention to detail is something that is just super important to me. Yeah, so a bit more about, Loughran liked us, but you got on board as well, like the actual hop companies.
So we fed back to Crosby and Indie. So we're in the UK, if you buy hops that are grown and distributed by Crosby hops or Indie hops from America, and you're a brewer, like a commercial brewer, you get them through Loughran. Maybe a few people in the UK don't know those growers so much. In the UK, where they're not as known as much, they've got less of a presence, and it's something that we work on, or we've been working on. Maybe the presence in the UK has only been a few years by Loughran growing, but we've done pretty well, to be honest. We'll go through maybe in a little bit when we try some beers.
That's a left-handed giant with Indie, and I think people will know the Indie hops logo, I think.
We're seeing it around more.
Like collabs with different that's a left-handed giant.
We've been growing a lot, so a lot of you are we'll go through a few as we go along. But in the States, they're pretty big for their aroma hops and some classic hops, and like they're big growers in Oregon. But we basically said, look, we found the homebrew market isn't tapped in for you guys so well, and particularly not with your name on. I love that saying, like, snowflakes make avalanches, and the homebrewers don't know your name. I'm kind of giving you an insight into the more businessy chat that we had behind. I hope that's okay. I was like, some of these homebrewers are going to become brewers one day, and if you get them to know your name and know that they make some amazing hops, you're going to sell some hops in the future. Like, it's branding, and you need to get them to know that this Cascade is some of the best Cascade. The Amarillo is what Sierra like Russian River are using, like the Centennial is what Sierra Nevada are using, something like that they don't know yet, and they may well become a brewer in the next 5 years, or even like you're going to do some hops like this, and we've got a great packer to do it, and it's a win-win for you. Like, it's a no-loss thing to just get your name out there and work on it. And they do this kind of thing in the States, but the push for the last few years for us has been crack your left-handed giants, whatever your day is and stuff, but you've got to filter down and work on everyone, because everyone's drinking great beer.
I mean, if you think like James from Verdant, homebrewer originally.
Yeah, exactly.
Jonny from Pipeline, homebrewer originally. Like, there's so many. I think people become brewers sometimes by just going to university and studying brewing and getting into it from an early point of view. But I think a lot of people that start breweries are like, right, I like beer. Oh, let's brew some beer. I brew some beer. Oh, I'll tell you what, people actually really like my beer. And so I think providing like top quality and also branded hops, like all our bags, so on the labels.
That was part of it, I think, what you're about to say as well.
Yeah. So you've got like the Loughran logo, and then you've also got like the Crosby logo, and then we've also got the Indie. So it was a big thing, I think. I mean, it's a massive thing for us to get these companies to say, yeah, put our logo on it. And in the UK, there's nowhere else where you can get hops that Indie Hops and Crosby Hops have said, yes, we are happy for you to repack because obviously repacking hops, it's a risk. We might do a crap job. They don't know.
Yeah.
But we've given you the evidence, and you've vouched for us, and you've been to see us a few times, and all that sort of stuff. So, and the proof's in the pudding, like the hops are like stored in a great way. But it's a, if we just sold a load of these hops and actually customers were getting them and they're like, they're a bit dull, or these, then it's, so for them to put their faith in us, I think is amazing, and we're super appreciative.
Well, I think it's the point about hops is that a brewer, when you go and select your hops, you might choose Columbus from Washington or Oregon or Idaho, or you might choose it from a different grower. But someone with less choice is just clicking on a homebrew website or a website and just clicking Columbus with no knowledge of where that Columbus is from. And it's quite nice to be able to give, or hopefully assist in someone's choice of saying, I would rather have Oregon Columbus because I like a bit more of this pine, I want a bit more of this resin. It's like being able to dial in on your selection choice.
I know some of the other sort of big hop homebrew places, for some of their hops definitely, there's like a traceability. But currently, we're just selling, here's some Chinook hops, here's some Columbus hops, whereas this, like every pack that we put on there, it's got the lot number on there. You can go onto the Loughran website and plug that in and find out more data about the hops.
And you guys are now the Crosby and the Indie guys, so.
Yeah, which is pretty awesome.